Gonzaga Nation SI with the other games of the Sweet 16 on the first night and Thursday's recap and review. Obviously, we've already talked about Gonzaga's frustrating and disappointing, if you're a Zag fan, loss to Arkansas. Wish the Razorbacks, Coach Musselman, the best of luck against Duke. So we'll quickly touch on Duke. Duke obviously won against Texas Tech in the nightcap in San Francisco at the Chase Center, 78-73. When you look at what they did in the second half offensively, mind-boggling to be that successful and that efficient and that good against Texas Tech, who's the number one ranked defense in the country. They were great all year long. They're a hard defense to figure out and solve the problems that they present. But Duke was almost flawless in that second half. Shot, I believe, nearly 77% from the field in the second half. Paulo Banchero played a tremendous game. You look at what he did against Gonzaga earlier in the season in one of Gonzaga's 4 losses. There's a short list for the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. It's Chet Holmgren, it's Jabari Smith, it's possibly Jaden Ivey, and then it's Paulo Banchero. And Zag fans might not like to hear this, but I would think that the advantage at this time goes to Banchero based off the body of work of what he's done throughout the whole year. Now, that being said, if it depends on who gets that number 1 pick. Holmgren might be a better fit at the number 1 pick. Jabari Smith may be a better fit at the number 1 pick for whichever team has it. But all in all, I think Chet Holmgren will be a top 3 pick, but Banchero was a difference maker last night. Wendell Moore Jr. had a nice game. AJ Griffin hit a big corner 3 down the stretch. But Duke knocks off Texas Tech and will play Arkansas for a chance to go to the Final Four. And the other games in the first night of the Sweet 16, Houston knocks off another number 1 seed. So the only number 1 seed left right now is Kansas. The connection with Arizona obviously has been talked about a lot is Tommy Lloyd. And Houston won 72-60. They were just the tougher, more physical team. Defensively, they created problems for Matherin, for Koloko. Tubelis really struggled. I think Tubelis was 0 of 8 from the field. Kerr Kriisa had another struggle of a game. You got to give him a lot of credit for coming back from that sprained ankle as quickly as he did when he suffered it in the Pac-12 tournament. But Houston, Kelvin Sampson, what a tremendous job. They lost 2 of their best players early in the season, and they've regrouped, and their identities on the defensive end of the floor and on the offensive end of the floor, they are just relentless of trying to get to the paint and then attacking the offensive glass. So Houston knocks off Arizona. In the second game in that region, Villanova knocks off Michigan. Now, Michigan was an 11 seed. They were in the play-in game, and they have been one of the, I guess you could say, surprises in the tournament because they were a bubble team. They were preseason top 5 in many publications, had some injuries, had some struggles to get things kind of moving in the right direction. Then towards the end of the year, Juwan Howard has an incident in the post-game handshake line at Wisconsin. They end up playing really well in the Big Ten tournament. They get in at large, and they're making a run. But not enough as Villanova knocks off Michigan. But Villanova, what more can you say? I mean, Colin Gillespie, he just runs and directs the show. Any coach in America would love to have him. I mean, when I look at point guard play across the country, to me, it's Andrew Nembhard at Gonzaga, and it's Colin Gillespie at Villanova. Those are the 2 guys that I would want running a team for me with their playmaking ability, their savvy, their IQ, their experience. Villanova showed with the experience that it means a ton in March and in the postseason to have that experience. So quick recap of the other games in the Sweet 16. Obviously, we know Gonzaga lost to Arkansas 74-68, but it was Houston over Arizona, Villanova over Michigan, and then it was Duke and Coach K advancing to the Elite Eight, chance to go to the Final Four in his last season over Texas Tech. So for Gonzaga Nation SI, I'm Dan Dickau.